Okay, so good evening, everyone, once again. For those that have just joined, my name is Sandra Fwande. So we're still on our tech and AI track. As we know, we have finished our data analysis phase. Now we are continuing on onto the basic Python programming phase. So, so let me first give a little bit introduction about our speaker, and then we can start the meeting. I can see she's already in. So, Miss Maureen is a software developer and also a radiographer. So she combines her clinical knowledge with building web products and applications. And she is a front end developer with over 5 years of experience in building engaging web solutions with various technologies like React.js, Next.js, and TypeScript. In addition to this, she's also volunteering and mentors mentees in several communities, especially in the tech software developing part. Yeah, she is currently pursuing opportunities at the intersection of health and technology, and we are glad to have her here today take us through in order to take us through the GitHub and version control, our first part of the basic Python programming. So I will pass on the mic to her so that she can say a little bit more about herself and also take us through this part for today. And I hope all of you are enthusiastic to learn. And if you know your fellows, kindly tell them to join so that they may also get something. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sandra, for the warm introduction and warm welcome. And she has said everything. I'm a diagnostic radiographer and a software developer with over 5 years experience. So yeah, I'll be walking us through Git and version control, which would also include the use of GitHub. So this class or this session is going to be more practical. So I will speak a little, maybe for like 30 minutes, just to enlighten us on what Git and version control is about. And then we're going to practicalize the knowledge that is being shared. So we're going to do it ourselves. So this is going to be a hands-on session. So I expect everyone to be with their laptops. And yeah, so I'll just go ahead and start. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay. Okay, so to the introductory parts, just quick talk. So, introduction to Git and version control. So, what is version control? I don't want to bore us with technical definitions, just version control, like the name implies, version control. So, when you're working on a file or you're working on something, it's just a tool that helps you to keep track of changes that is being made to that file. That's what version control is in general. So we have different, like in your MS Word, for example, if you're working collaboratively in a team, and then someone has like made some changes, and then another person makes another set of changes, you can go to the version history, and then you'll be able to see who made that change and the time, and yes, see the state of that file at the point the former person made the change. Yeah, you can see all of that. So, but for Git is majorly used in development, software development. So it's for tracking changes in code. So let's quickly go through this. So in the old way, without Git, you create messy duplicates, and then you don't know what has changed and blah blah blah. And then for with the Git way, with version control, you have one single project directory and every change is tracked. You see the person who made the change, the time the change was made, you see the state of the file or that project at a particular I'll call it a snapshot or a particular time frame. So now we'll go to, going to be very fast. Please, at any point, if you have questions, you can put it in the chat or just interrupt me. Okay, so the Git core architecture, we have our working directory. So in this case, working directory is like your local folder. When I say local, I mean what you have on your laptop. You've not pushed it online, or you've not saved it in any online store, whatever. You're working on it locally. When you open your file explorer or your file manager or your finder, if you're using a Mac, you're able to like see that folder. That is your working directory. Now there's also the staging area. So this staging area is the waiting room. So you choose specific changes to stage before officially snapshotting them. And then we have the local repository. That's the history that is saved locally in your, so when you have a folder and then you have Git in it, Git is your version control in this case. So Git will help you to store all the changes, will save all of that information, and then the entire history and everything being stored in that local folder, via in the Git folder in your local folder. That is your local repository. So the flow basically is, when you create a folder on your laptop, you create a folder. In a folder, you can have a file, and then after creating the folder and then you've created your file, you can now initialize Git in that. That means you're introducing a version control. So I've created my folder and I want Git to, in this case, when I'm saying folder and files, this is in the world of software development. So when you initialize Git, you're basically introducing Git to that folder to keep track of all the changes that is going to be made here. So now when you make edits to a file, after you've introduced Git, you make edits to a file, you do Git add. These are commands. We'll still go like in depth into like different Git commands, but like I just want to give you an overview of how it works. So once you do your Git add, you're basically adding that file to the staging area. And we've mentioned that the staging area is the waiting room. You're basically saying these files that I've selected, just put everything in this place. These are the ones I want to commit or take a snapshot of or store how the state it is in. So when you put it in your staging area, you then commit. That means all the files I've put in my staging area, now I want to save the state of these files at this particular point in time. So for example, if you're building a project where you're creating, let's say a viewer for X-ray images, now you're building that project, like maybe a website or an Android app or a desktop app or whatever. And then you've created your folder for this application, and then you've created your files, and then you've added everything you want to add. And then maybe you want to try and add a feature. You want to add a feature where AI will be able to interpret the images. So you don't want to, you've already created the basics, right? We said it's an X-ray image viewer app, right? Once you have an X-ray image, you open it and you're able to see it. That's like the basics. And then you want to add a new feature, but you don't want to like spoil what you already have, right? You can create a branch, add that feature that you want to add, and then take a snapshot of the folder structure at that point in time, which is this Git commit. So in case maybe when you push it, it's not working how you want it, or there's a mistake, or people are complaining that the app is not more working again, or what are you going to do? You can't delete everything and run away and hide. You just have to, you can return it back to the way it was before you added that new feature. So that's one of the importance of version control. You can easily take it back to a point where like it was working before. You can take it to any point you want. So like there is a whole lot of things that Git and version control can help us do when it comes to software development. Okay, so here how Git works. We have our workspace. In this place, it can be like your local folder, The local folder is a folder you have just in your computer, and then you can add, when you do git add, which is a git command, you put it in the staging area, and then when you do git commit, you're committing those changes, and then you can push those changes to a remote repository. In this case, the remote repository is like an online store for your code. So the most popular one we know is GitHub. There are other ones people use. There's GitLab, there's Bitbucket. So, but for this session, we're going to be using GitHub. So, but we'll get there. We'll get there. It's one at a time. So, like I said, once you stage and then you commit those changes, you can then push it to your online store where you're storing those code. In case, let's say, God forbid, you lose your system that has your local workspace, how then can you access this file? You can get it from your remote repository or your online store in this case. So you just go to GitHub and you do a git clone. That's another git command. We'll go into everything. Let's move to the next one. You're not seeing my screen. Is this the same for everybody? Can any other person see my screen?
Yeah, I can see. Maybe it's network. You can just go out and come back
Oh,
again. I
okay.
don't know. Maureen, is it possible for you to like click on project and minimize this what do we call it? This Google Meet uh this
Oh,
thing
you can
that
see. Is this better?
you click on go. Okay, there is this projection icon. Projection, come down. No, no, yeah. Okay, you
Yeah.
can even do it from here.
Is
I
it
cannot even.
this?
I cannot see your cursor.
Right.
Come down. You can, okay, anyway, but come down.
Okay, I'm down. Yeah, fit slide to
Hmm.
screen.
Like, I mean, it's not your tax bar.
Okay, sorry, this
I don't
slideshow.
mean your tax bar. The slide itself.
Is this better?
Mm, yes, it's better.
Okay.
But please, I have a question.
Yes, please go on.
Okay, good evening, ma. Okay, ma, please, could you clarify me on? I've not understood difference between the working directory and the staging area. I'm a bit confused on that.
Okay. So let's say you have a folder. I think it would be better to, or no, when we get to the practical aspects, I'll just show everything at once. But let me just explain it one more time. So the difference between the staging area and the working directory, right? So when you've opened a folder on your laptop, you have a file there, and then you've initialized Git to keep track of like the version, the changes, and then you do Git add. Git add is basically the staging area is a virtual, like you will not really see it or you might not be able to visualize it, but it's like a virtual area. You're telling Git that these files that I'm putting here, I'm going to do something with them later. These are the files I'm going to concentrate on. Do you understand? So if you do Git commit without adding the files to a staging area, it will give you an error. You can only commit from the staging area. So staging area is just like a place where you're putting all the files that you intend to commit. Let me even put it that way. So your workspace or your local your file directory is your normal file directory as you're seeing it. But that staging area is like a virtual space that Git is aware of, that files in this place are going to be committed later. You can even decide to later remove the files from the staging area. It's just like when people want to go for excursion in school and then everybody's on the assembly and then they start calling everybody, okay, those that will be going for the excursion, they will first of all climb like the podium, that's like the staging area, before they then proceed to go for the excursion or enter the school bus. Nobody will go directly from the assembly ground to the school bus. You must climb the stage and then from there proceed to the school bus to go for the excursion. So if you can, I don't know if that helps.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I've also mentioned this basic Git workflow. You initialize Git in your folder, basically telling you're introducing Git as a version control system to track changes that I'm going to be doing in this folder. Then the next thing is to stage. After you've made changes to files and okay, I have something tangible, you stage. That means you select altered or changed files to prepare for a snapshot using git add and then the file name or git add dot. So git, for you to add a file to a staging area, the git command you use is git add and then the file name including the extension. So if your file name is index.html, you do git add index.html. So in a case where you're working on a very big project, you've made changes to like 50 files, right? You cannot be doing git add this one, git add that. You can just do git add dot. So that basically looks for all the files that have changed since the last point where you made a commit. So any new changes, it adds all those files that have changed since then to the staging area. That's what git add does. So instead of doing git add each of the file names, you can just do git add and then dot in front. Then the next thing is to commit. So it means you're saving stage snapshots with a descriptive note. So the git command you use here is git commit -m, and then you open your quotes and then write the commit message. So in this case, your commit message is usually a description of what changes have been made to this file or what features or what has been done basically. So when you proceed more in software development, there are like ways you write commit messages, but for now we won't really go into that. For example, like if you implemented a new feature, you name it FEAT and then you describe, okay, we added a payment workflow to this application or whatever. If you fixed a bug, you do bug, 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 and then a colon, and then you write the message. So they're like descriptive ways, but we're not really going to focus on that. You can write anything. There's no law or whatever to the commit message. For this one, you can just write initial commit or adding new files. You can write anything. You're free. Then the next step after committing is to push, meaning the changes I've made in my local file directory, I want to push them to my online store. For the purpose of this session, I'm going to be calling it repository. So it's like an online store. So the changes I've made locally, I want to push it because if after I leave this place, if anything happens to my local directory, maybe I lose my laptop or whatever, I know that I will definitely be able to retrieve those files. Even if I buy a new laptop, I can easily retrieve it from that repository, the online repository. So upload your local commits to a remote cloud host using git push. So the git command used here is git push origin main. Now let me explain this git push origin main. So you're basically saying git push to the origin, and then main here means the branch name. So there's something called branch in git. So I made an example of when you're implementing a feature. I mentioned something about branch then. So let's say we have our X-ray viewing app. We've done everything. You can log into the app, click on an X-ray image and you're viewing it. Good. We want to now add more features for our users. We want to be able to have AI to be able to like maybe interpret the image. So because we don't want to, you're not going to be making changes to the live version that people are already using. So if I make one mistake and put A, everybody that is using my app will see that I made mistake and put A. It shouldn't be. So you're supposed to create a branch that you use to like test out features or whatever it is you want to do that is different from the main one that you're going to be showing to the users. So that's what branch is for. Branch is like a tree. If you look at a tree, you have like a straight tree and then you have branches. So it's like branching off of the main. So the original structure of that folder is your main branch, or sometimes in some cases they just call it master branch. So usually main or master. We'll see that when we start the practical part of it. So you can now create a branch, maybe call it dev, which stands for development. So that's where you make like maybe for the new feature I want to add, or you can even name it the feature. You can be like AI feature branch, and then you make your changes there. And then if you're done with everything, everybody has tested it internally and is working, you can now merge that branch to the main or master branch. So the changes you've made there will combine with the one on. And if you sometimes if you have apps you use on your phone, maybe your banking app, maybe at some point you can't send money to, let's say, Kuda Bank, for example. You're using UBA, you can't send money to Kuda Bank for some reason, and then everybody's complaining, hey, UBA, this, that. At some point, if you go to your app store or your Play Store, they will tell you to update your app. That's basically, you're basically downloading updates that they've made to the main branch. That's just what it is. If you look at it internally, that's what it is. They've tested it, they've done all the changes, they fixed the issue of you not being able to send money to Kuda Bank, and then they've tested it and then they push it. So the users will be able to update that new feature that they've done. Okay, to the next one. So the essential Git command cheat sheet. After this, I'll also send the link to the Git cheat sheet. So it basically shows all of the Git commands. You don't need to cram it, or you just need to know the main four, or the main four. Even this Git log, you might not use it because those are the ones you will use more often. If there's anything you want to reference, or there's something I'm trying to do, you can always browse it out and you'll see it. But the main ones to know are these four. So the first one is Git init. Like I said, is basically initializing a new Git repository in your current folder. You're introducing Git into it to help you track changes. So the next one is, oh, not Git, but let's see what Git status. Git status checks the state of the working directory and staging area. There's Git add, to add change files to the staging area. Git commit, record staged snapshots permanently in history. Git log displays commit history timeline with details. We're going to test out these commands eventually. So the main four that I was talking about that you need to know, you need to know your Git init, your Git add, your Git commit, and your Git push. Those are the main four. It's not like the other ones are not relevant. You might use it eventually when you start working on like large projects and there are some changes you want to like maybe track or branch off of something. But the main four: Git init, Git add, Git commit, and Git push. Okay, so I've been saying GitHub. Most people, they think they are the same thing. So Git and GitHub are not the same thing. Git is a version control system, like I've mentioned. So this is a local command line to run on your computer that tracks file changes and maintains history, while GitHub is the cloud hub, a web service that hosts Git repositories in the cloud for remote backup and team collaboration. Basically, it's an online backup for your local folder. That's just what GitHub is. And there are like different, apart from GitHub, there are different like stuff that people use. There's GitLab, there's Bitbucket. So okay, branching. I think I've mentioned that branching is basically when you branch out of your main branch. So when you just create a folder and you initialize Git, you will see it there. It's written. You see it in your IDE. That's your development environment. You will see main branch, or in some cases you might see master branch. Then when you want to create a branch, the example is the feature thing I mentioned. When you want to create a new feature, to create a new branch, you basically just write Git branch and then the name of the branch. So for example, Git branch AI-feature, or Git branch development, or anything you want to name it. And immediately, once you type that, it would switch to that branch, taking all of the changes that you currently have, and then you can now create the new feature that you want to create. So after you make your changes in the branch, I mentioned merging, where you combine two branches together. You've tested and made sure that what you have in your AI feature branch, everything is working fine. Then you merge it, and the Git command here is called Git merge. And then the feature, which is going to basically appear as a like a commit message. So there are sometimes if you're working like in a large organization, for example, where you have 4 or 5 people working on a project. So they can say, okay, one person is going to work on the payment feature, another person is going to work on the pricing page of that app. So they are going to create different branches, or they might decide not to, but let's just assume that they create different branches. So one person, the payment feature branch, and the next person, the pricing branch. If the first person, let's say I've finished, the person that is doing the pricing page has done everything quick and done, and then he has pushed and he has, sorry, merged to the main branch. He has done his part. The person that is still working on payments, the payment page is working, and in this part is the second person now. When he tries to merge, because the state at which he created, when he created a branch for his own, the state at which when he created the branch and the way it was before, they are not the same thing, because the first person, the person that did the pricing page, has already merged. So what that person, the second person that wants to now merge, has to do is to update his own, to update it, to make sure that I have all the changes that this other person has already merged inside, so that I'm on the same level with what we have before I can now merge. It will throw an error. So this is when you're working in like a large project. That's when this happens. But if you're working alone, if you're just building stuff alone, you won't, because you're not going to be merging anything. You do as you like, basically. So and for the guy that wants to, when he pulls the changes, or when he tries to pull the changes of the first person that merged, there might be conflicts. Maybe they worked on the same file. So maybe when the pricing guy pushed, he wrote A, and then you, in the payment thing you're doing, the payment feature you're writing AS. There will be a conflict, because the state of that file at that point, they are not the same thing. So there will be a conflict, and then they will ask you, do you want to accept the change of this guy, or do you want to keep your own? So that's what conflict resolution is. So Git alerts you if two edits overlap, letting you review and choose the right code. So these ones, you might not really experience it now, but when you get to larger project, that's when you see merge conflicts occurring. Okay. Please, if you have any question, if I'm too fast, if you don't understand, please let me know before we get to the practical aspect of this, to put into practice everything I've been saying. Are we on the same page?
Please, ma, I am not understanding anything.
You are not understanding anything. Okay.
Yes,
Is there any
ma.
other person that does not understand anything?
But I'm hoping that maybe the practical will make it to make sense, because
Okay.
it's really so as if it's Latin, but I'm
Okay.
trying to, maybe these things, maybe by the time you start practicalizing it, probably to make more sense.
Okay. That's fine. That's fine. Do you understand the commands that I've mentioned so far?
Yes, I followed what you said, but it's not real to me. But I hope that by the time we start putting in those commands, I will not know what those commands means for you.
Okay. So to test our knowledge, question 1, which command prepares your modified files for a commit? What do you do before you do git commit? That's what this question is.
Is it
Anybody?
add?
Git add.
I think
Yes.
add B.
Yeah,
Git add.
that's right.
Okay.
So for number
Mhm.
2, are Git and GitHub the same thing?
No, they're not the same thing.
Okay. All right. So let's start practicalizing, or I'll just show you like an example before we'll all do it together. So I'm going to move to my IDE. Okay. Okay. Let me open. So this is VS Code. I don't know if we've downloaded VS Code. Have we?
No, we've not. We've not.
I saw
Most
it
of
very
it.
late. So
Yeah.
it was when I was about to join the class, I saw it. So I just decided I'll follow your screen. Maybe later I can download.
Okay. So this is VS Code. So I'll just do like a practical of everything I've just been saying because it's better when you can see it. So I'm going to create a new folder. New folder. Class. So this is our new folder called class. Now I'm going to create a file in it, index.html. And then I'll just write something. So in this case, this is my local directory. This is what I have locally. Local, when I say local, I mean on my laptop. You will not find this online anywhere because I've not put it anywhere online. I just have this locally. If I lose my laptop, I cannot get this thing back. Do you understand? Because I did not store it anywhere. So this is a brand new folder. So now the point of Git and version control is if I introduce Git into this, it will help me store everything. It will keep track of everything that I'm doing, which is something you want to do when you move into software development or development in general. You want to keep track of everything you're doing, because if you lose it, imagine you're working like on a big AI model and you lose your files. To start again is going to be very hard, which is one of the importance of Git. So now I'm going to introduce Git into this folder. And what is the command to introduce Git into the folder? I'm asking the class. So
You said
Is it Git in it or something?
yes, it's Git in it. So I'm going to do Git in it. So you can see here, it's showing my folder name for me to know that I'm in the right track, that whatever I'm doing is inside my folder. So Git, I don't know if you can see.
No, ma, where are you? I'm not seeing your cursor. Okay, down. Okay.
Yes, I'm down. Let me open my terminal very well. Can you see it? Is it better?
I'm not. Okay.
Yes, I can
This is
see.
where I am. This is where I
Okay.
am.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So I want to add Git into this folder. I'm going to do Git init. So Git init, you can see initialized empty Git repository in this. You won't see it, but they know it's a hidden file. So
Excuse
once you,
me, ma.
yes, go on.
I think we should. Is there? How do we just bring Git? Is it? I thought we should have installed Git into our
Yes, we are
system
going to
before
do
we'll be
that
able to do
together.
that.
We are going to do that together. Someone is going to
Okay.
share that screen and is going to. That's why I asked if we are all with our laptops. I just want to explain the commands before we go into that. Is that
Okay.
fine? Yeah. Okay. So this is Git init. I have initialized an empty Git repository. You see this message, you're good to go. Now, you can see this file. You can see you in front of it. It means on track. That means Git is not yet tracking this file. So now when I do Git add, you can see it has changed to A added. Now, if you come to this place, you can see stage changes. You can see that it is here. So in this place, this is our staging area. I can decide to remove it with this minus here on stage. It has changed back to you. You can also use this plus to stage it, plus that stage. So that's the equivalent of these Git commands that I'm mentioning. So we have Git add.
Okay, Maureen,
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I
And let me
can.
just let me just add something that I think it may even help more people. Like
Go on. Go on.
this particular folder that she created is like you creating a folder in your laptop. So she just instead of creating a folder inside her laptop, she used this thing to create a folder. So even if she minimize this now, close this software, there is a folder already. As you are creating for, maybe you want to create a folder that where you can store your videos, or a folder where you can store your images. But this one is a file. There are different files. We have Excel file, we have CSV. This one is HTML file. So it's a folder that she created, but then she wants to push the folder so that the folder will not only be in her laptop, so that she can store it. That even if she loses her laptop, she can still get that folder. So if you check this folder, this base is telling you the particular place that when you open the laptop, you can actually track the folder even without using this particular idea. So it's a folder that she has already created. Even if you close this thing, if you enter her laptop, there is a folder that has the name class. Just I want to create a new folder. You create a folder and name it my name. So there's a folder now in this laptop that has this name class. So that's the folder that she wants to commit. So anything she's typing, some people say you can even create the folder in your system and open it with VS Code. If you open it, you will still land at this page. So you can then push it to online. I don't know if it makes sense at all.
Does it make sense, people of the class?
Yes, it does. I don't know for any other person.
Okay. So you might be wondering, what's even the purpose? Why am I creating folder? Why am I doing all this? When I'll just create on my system and the rest. But when it comes to development, you need that backup. You need that cloud storage of your files. And that is why this Git and version control is a very, very important knowledge to have before you go into Python development. Because when you start Python development and then you have files that you're using to learn and you're doing assignments and stuff, if I ask you, okay, if I give you an assignment and say create something, will I travel to your house and open your laptop and see it? Or you'll be sending me the file on WhatsApp? No, you have to. There's a central repository. That's the purpose of this. Is a way to store your code or store your files when it comes to development. That's the purpose of this. So let me continue. We've seen Git
Sorry,
in.
ma.
Okay, yes, go on.
Okay. So the essence of the whole thing about this Git now is that
Yes.
we want to save our file that we're working on, whatever. Like this is not like Excel that we're not working here. We just want to use this, be able to save our file
No,
and keep
you
it somewhere.
you will work here. For now, you're
Okay.
not. When we move to our next class or future class, or even when you start going in depth into Python, because this is like a beginner class, so we might not go in too much. You get, but when you start building applications or building models, you will build it. You will build it here. It might not necessarily be this particular. You have an IDE. That's what it's called. You have a development environment that you use to build it, because you cannot just write it on your notes. Do you get? So
All right, ma. Thank
yeah,
you.
Okay, ma. If
next
I
question.
understand you perfectly,
Yeah,
let me create a scenario. Like this Git is more
yes.
like you having a Google Drive that you save your Google photos or your files on the Google Drive. Then the Git is now more like your Google Drive, that's your cloud, whereby, for example, I recently lost my phone,
Mm-hmm.
but because I was able to save most of my things on the drive, even my passwords and all that, when I got a new phone, it was as if I just swapped phone. You get, so I didn't lose most things like that. So if I understand perfectly, this Git is more like even if you use lose the basic phone or laptop where you do maybe where your VS Code is, you can actually trace what you have actually done with another laptop on the Git.
Yeah, right and wrong in a way. So what the Google Drive analogy you gave is what GitHub is, not Git. Git is like a tool or something that is helping us to move things from here to a place where we to the Google Drive. Let me put it like that. To the
So
Google Drive.
it's more like a bridge between your phone and your Google Drive.
Yes. A bridge between your development folder and the Google Drive. In this case, the Google Drive I'm referring to here is the GitHub.
Yes. Yeah.
Just like Google Drive stores pictures, right? Your GitHub stores code. Do you understand? So how do
Yes.
I carry this thing that is on my laptop to that GitHub? Is through Git. Does that make
Okay.
sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, we've done Git add, we've seen how to add. Now it is in the staging area. Now let me remove this thing from the staging area and let me just do Git commit just like that. Git commit. Open this initial commit. Look at it, they've told you on tracked file. Nothing added to commit, but on tracked files present. So use Git add to track. So you can see you cannot commit unless there is something that is in the staging area. If there's nothing in the staging area, there's nothing you are committing. You can see this file is still on tracked. So that's why you have to add to the staging area and then you commit. When you commit, you can now move to the next stage. That's carrying it and putting, in this case, our Google Drive here is GitHub. So let's do that. So let me do Git add back. Git add, Git commit. So you can see when I did Git commit now, you can see one file changed. You can see all this information, create mode, blah, 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 blah. These are things that Git is storing for me. So now that I've committed, the next thing is for me to, let me store it on GitHub. So now let's go to GitHub. We're going to do this by ourselves too. Just okay. So this is GitHub. We'll also go through opening. Everyone will try and open a GitHub account for the practical session. So this is GitHub. These are files that I have stored dating back to, like you can see, 2022, 20. This laptop said I didn't even have it then, but I can always get these files and put it back on this laptop. That's why Git and GitHub is good. So when you come to GitHub, you create new. If you cannot see my screen, please let me know. So new, we're creating a repository name. It's called the repository. It's basically the folder name. So I'll just call it class. Class is available. You don't need to do all this. Just create repository. And we've created the repository. Now you even see it here in the quick setup. So because we already have an existing folder that we want to push, this is what we're going to follow here, or push an existing repository from the command line. If you've not even created any folder at all, you just want to start afresh, this is the step you will take. And you can see everything here: Git init, Git add, Git commit, everything we're doing, it's here. So let's just start with this. This Git remote add origin means I'm telling Git now that the online store where my folder that I created, where I want to push it to now, is this place that I've created. That's what this line means, that this place will be the origin, this class folder that I created on GitHub. That's what this line is. So we're going to copy that. Go back to our VS Code, do this. I get an error. Okay, no. So we've added that. Then you come here, git branch main. I mentioned that git branch is to create a branch. So this one, you're basically labeling your main branch, this name main, as the name of the original branch. I mentioned that you can, in some cases, it's called master. In some IDs, they call it master instead of main, but the majority of this thing call it main. So let's do git branch main. And then the next step is this. Git push origin main. This means all this change that I've made now, push it to my store. Now that I've done this, you can see all these notes that they're saying. If you come back here and refresh, we should be able to see our file. You can see our index.html. If you open it, you see the same thing that I wrote here. You can see it here. So this is for the initial setup. If I come back, I've done all this now, I'll come back. It's true. Well, there's another thing I want to add. Can come back here. Maybe. Right? Save. If you come here, you will see it. M here means modified. In this is telling you that Git is tracking everything now that is happening in this folder. So as I've changed this, if I'm okay with everything, I can do git add, git commit, and just git push. I don't need to do all these things again because they already know where they are pushing to. That's the point of this line here. This line is to tell Git that anytime I do git push, this is where you are pushing to. This git remote add origin, that's what it's there for. So what I need to do now is git add to stage, git commit to. And then git push origin main. I think I know the git push main. Okay, sorry. Push origin main, sorry. Origin main. And it has moved. You come to GitHub class. Look at it, the new commit message coming too. You can always come here, check the commits. See the first one I did, see the second one I did. If you come here, you will see the state of the file at initial commit. If I come here, I'll see the state of the file when I did this new commit. That's the point of Git. So we're going to do it by ourselves now. We're going to start with, I want someone is going to, let me stop sharing. Yeah, so someone is going to share his screen and then we're going to walk through this process together, starting afresh, because I assume you don't have Git, you don't have GitHub, you don't have VS Code. So if you don't have VS Code, everyone, please, I'm going to put the link now to install VS Code. If you have an alternative IDE, maybe Sublime Text, you don't need to download VS Code. So I will send it now so we can do that quickly. I think the link to install VS Code is on the group. Can we quickly do that now? And Samuel, can you please share your screen? Samuel, please, can you share your screen?
Can you see my screen now?
No? Okay, yes. Have you installed VS Code?
Yes, I have VS Code.
Okay. Please, is there anybody here that is installing VS Code or already has VS Code? Hello?
I already have VS Code in my laptop.
Okay, good. Okay, that means we can go together. Okay.
Wait, I want to share on my screen. Sorry.
All right, do that.
So you want me to do anything? Maybe should I uninstall
Yes.
my VS Code?
No, it's
And start?
fine. No need. Go to www.github.com. Just open a new tab.
Ma, I thought you said you shared the link for getting the VS Code.
I thought it is on the class group chat, but let me send it again. I thought you guys already had it. Let me send it. Mm, okay.
Sorry, let me just log out of my GitHub
Ah.
so that
The other lady that has VS Code, do you have GitHub?
No, I don't have it installed yet.
No, not install. Like just opening an account on GitHub.
Okay, it's been long I opened it also. I can't even
Oh, but you
remember.
already have an account.
Yes, I had an account.
Oh, okay. I've sent the link to install VS Code. So VS Code is an application, so you will install it on your laptop. For GitHub, is just go to the website and create an account. That's what I want to. I was thinking there's someone that has not created an account, so we can go through it together. But yeah, opening a GitHub account is like opening anything. Just you sign in, put your email, and put your password, and you're in. So you can log into your GitHub. So let me also add the link to GitHub in the chat. www.github.com. So I've added the link to GitHub as well. Okay.
Okay, ma. So exactly for this thing now,
Yes.
what we need is what we need to download the software, one. Then we
Yes.
need to this
Open an account.
certain
Open an account
open,
on GitHub. Yes.
open an account on GitHub. That's this
That's not
what was sent now. First, open an account on GitHub. Then
yes.
what again?
Okay. We'll go one by one. I'll also like maybe write out a detailed outline of what we're going to do for those that want to do it after the class, because I'm going to give an assignment after this. So, but yeah. So since
Okay,
you're
I think
already
that would be nice. Just like if you can have a step by step. Maybe
yes,
for someone like me, I'm hearing all these things for the first time, and I'm trying to
yes,
take them in, gradually. So a step by
yes,
step plan will be good, so that maybe you watch over these things again, we follow the step, get these things done, and try to you know
do it. Yeah,
follow. Maybe by next class will be better at it than
yes.
asking. Yeah,
So
thank
I
you.
understand that we are pretty much new to this, and it's a whole lot of like technological jargon that I'm saying, and I quite understand. I feel it's better when we do it here and then you try to do it on your own, create your own repository, push stuff, and then you get familiar with it. You might not get it immediately at once, but when you watch the video and do it on your own, you will get a hang of it. So let's continue. So he already has a GitHub account. So our next step now is to install Git. So Git is what, like we said, is our version control tool. So you need to install it on your laptop so that your laptop recognizes that there is Git in this system. So I'm going to add the link to that. Okay. So if you're using Windows, you install the one for Windows. You're using a Mac, you install the one for Mac. If you're using Linux, do the same. So, Legacy, please go to the link added in the chat and please share your screen so you can all see.
My screen.
Yeah, yes. No, I can't see your screen. No.
Ah,
Is anybody? Oh, yeah,
okay.
I'm doing. Let me see.
Does anybody see my screen?
Okay, I was seeing you on the screen before, but now it's just showing someone is presenting, annotating, but it's blank.
You
I
can't
was
see
seeing
your
your
screen.
picture. I was seeing your picture. Okay, your picture
Maybe
is on now, but not your screen.
stop sharing and share again. You can't still see your screen. I would have done this on my end, but I'm using a Mac, so it might be different. So I want someone that is using Windows, and I already have it installed, so we can all see the process. Okay, thank you.
Is it up now?
Yes,
Okay.
click the link to install Git.
I have Git already. I don't know if I should uninstall it.
Ah, you have Git. Please, the lady that has VS Code, do you have Git as well? Mimi Roland.
No, ma, I don't. I don't have it.
Okay, please share your screen so we can use your own. Are you on your laptop?
No, ma, I'm using my phone.
Ah, okay. Ah, well,
Who is with? Okay, let me just uninstall my Git. I will install it again.
I'll do that. Okay.
I still have Git, sir. I should.
Now leave the GitHub desktop. Oh.
No, I
Don't...
know. I know. No, I recently changed the laptop. It's in my second laptop that I have Git.
Oh, so there's no Git here. Ah, great. Well, click
Yes.
the link. No, it's in this chat. It's in this Google Meet chat here.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the one for Windows. So click here to download. It's quite explanatory.
Oh, sorry. My network. Sorry, my network.
Okay. So while you're installing Git, This is going to take time.
I don't know. My
But
network is.
yeah, this is basically what you have to do to install Git. It's quite self-explanatory. Just click here to download. I might also add an article in case you encounter any like problems with installation, just to like make everything clear. But it's pretty much like how you will do if you're downloading any other thing by yourself. So after installing Git, the next step is to verify that the Git you've downloaded has installed. So if you're using a Mac, you go to your terminal. If you're using Windows, you go to your command prompt or your PowerShell. Can you open your PowerPoint and your PowerShell or your command prompts? Just click start and do search command prompt command this thing. Command prompt. So it won't work. I don't think you have Git, but just type Git and press enter. Yeah, Git is not because
Mm,
he has not
it's
installed
not
it.
there.
Yes,
It's in my second laptop, but it's down now.
that's fine.
And this thing is, my network is very bad.
Is there any other person that joined this meeting with a laptop that can share their screen? Okay, let's continue then.
Okay, sorry, ma. You know the links you shared is in this chat. Is there a
Yes,
way to maybe send it to our WhatsApp group? Because by the end, I tried to
yes,
copy it.
I will
It's not
after the.
stopping.
Okay, right now.
Okay.
Oh, okay,
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 anytime, just to, of course, it's after the class that we'll try.
okay.
I
I'll
am
send
using
you.
my phone because I wasn't able to download the stuff on the laptop. But
Okay,
if there's time, I can switch.
that's fine. Okay, so after you install Git and then you verify by typing Git in your command prompt, if it has actually fully installed and then you press Git, it will show like the Git version. It will tell you that Git, it won't show that error that it showed previously. So let me show you an example with my own. So let me legacy, I want to share my screen. Okay. Share screen and share. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen, ma'am.
No.
Okay.
Oh, I can see.
Okay.
Okay,
So
okay,
for
yes,
Mac,
yes, I can.
yes, for Mac, this is the terminal. So if I come here and put Git, see the long story, basically telling me that I have Git. So this is what it will be like. It might look different on Windows command prompts, but you get the gist. You see this, it tell you the version, everything. That's for you to know that. And then you even see some of the commands here: git clone, git init, git add, and so on. It basically gives you like an intro to what Git is and how you can use it. So when Git
Sorry, ma,
install,
I didn't get where you check it out.
oh
I don't
okay,
know.
okay. I don't know if you can see it. This is a terminal, so it might look very small. Can you see where my cursor? Look to the bottom of the screen. So I'm going to type Git. Can you see? Are you able to see my cursor?
I'm trying
Yes, we
to.
are seeing it.
Okay, okay, at the end there. Okay.
Yes, yes, yes. That's how or let me, if I
Hey,
can.
my phone, man.
Jesus, how?
Oh, gini. Ọ bụ 10% ka ọ dị mbụ m butere.
He was the your laptop.
I type Git
Mm.
and I
I
press
can
enter,
hear.
I can see
I thought you say your phone. How? I just
Okay. The water
my.
is a criticism in this room.
So this is it here. So I type Git here and you can see everything about Git here. That's to show you that I have Git installed on my system. So let's go over the things we did. We installed VS Code. We've created a GitHub account. We've installed Git into our system. So once you press Git and you're able to see everything, you can now go ahead and create a folder in your VS Code. So you open your VS Code. Let me just create my VS Code and start afresh. So you come here, you open your VS Code. Let me open a brand new window. So when you open your VS Code, this is how it's going to look without all these things because you might not really have like any files. So you see start, you see new file, open, clone, Git repository, connect to. So I've not mentioned what clone does. So I've mentioned the case of where you lose your laptop and the fact that you can access your files, but how? That is where clone Git repository comes in place. So with this, you can use your Git commands, but with VS Code, everything is integrated. You might just need to press some buttons. So in this place, you're going to provide the URL. So let me go back to GitHub. So let's say I this laptop I used to create this class folder. I can't find it. I don't have it anymore. So I can just come here to class and then look at code here. I'll click it and you can see clone HTTPS and you just copy this. This is the link you need. Once you copy it, you come to your VS Code and you paste it and it will copy everything that is here and copy it for you locally. So you can see it's a two-way street. Your local machine is communicating with this online repository. Your repository can also help you connect back to your local machine. Okay. Legacy, has your Git installed?
Sorry, my network. It was network that has been disturbing me. Let me check.
Okay. Because there are some configurations I want us to do together. Because when you do it yourself, you're going to encounter that.
It's a bit faster now, so let's give
Okay.
it maybe 3 minutes.
Okay.
Okay, all right. Downloaded.
Please share your screen. Okay. It has downloaded. Have you installed it? Okay.
I've installed it now.
Okay. Next. 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 Okay, wait. Open Git Bash. Okay, that's fine. Next. 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 Next, 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 next.
Should we go in?
Yes, next, 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 next. Okay. Finish. Just press okay. I don't know what that. Can close it. So now open your command prompt. Let's see if our installation is working. So do type git again and press enter.
All right.
Close your command prompt and start again. So you can see the same thing it was showing on mine is showing here. That's to tell you that Git has been installed. So now we'll go to the next step. Are we following? Like, do we get up to this point?
Yes, but I didn't see where he opened the command prompt from.
Okay, on your laptop, if you go to your Windows symbol, just search command prompt, you will see there is follow command to your laptop.
Or you
Then
can
you just
just
open it.
type CMD. It's the same thing.
Mhm.
So once you type, let me type it again. CMD is it will come out. Or you type command prompt, anyone.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So now we've already installed. So the same thing when you download VS Code from that link I sent you, you also install it the same way, just like we did Git. Though you won't type VS Code in this place. No, just once you install, you see it as an application. So you see it as an app. So you'll be able to run the application like you would any other application on your system. So now the next thing is to do our Git configuration. That means you're telling it who you are. So in this command prompt or any other terminal you decide to use, I'm going to send you what you're going to type in there. So now go to the chat, type git config, or just copy it. Are you able to copy it? Or don't worry, let me just call it out for you. Can copy
Oh.
from yeah. So git. So this is basically you configuring it. It's just like when you do an application that you log in or sign up. So that's basically what you're telling it who you are. So git config global space user.name .name, then open quotation. No, after the dot space after name space open quotation, then put your name there.
My GitHub name or just
Your full name and surname. You can put any, you can just write one name if you want. It's not all a nickname. Then enter. The next thing, Git config, or you can just use your arrow up button.
I didn't get what you said.
Your up button, navigation arrow. It will
Uh,
show the formatting you wrote. Then
okay.
delete. Now it will be user.email.
Then I will enter my email.
Yes, your email you used to open GitHub.
What's that my email? Okay, my old email.
Okay, next do git config -- list. Let's see what we've done. It has stored
That's what.
list list. Enter. You can see it here. User.name Samuel, user.email. So that is saved. So we're
Okay.
going to go. We've configured Git. So now the next thing we'll do now is to create our folder. So open your VS Code. When you install, it's going to show Visual Studio Code. Go to open new window, please. Okay. Do okay, great. Move your the stuff. So this is how, when you after you install VS Code, this is how it will look. We've configured our Git. So now we're good to go. We're going to create our folder. So click open folder. Is there an option to create a new folder here? I don't know if it's the same.
So it's just for me to just type in the name of the folder I
Okay.
want and to create.
Just call it class test.
Test like this.
Mm.
Anything.
Mhm.
Oh, wait.
I think you should right click.
Great.
I think you should
Okay.
right click and
Okay.
then
Yes.
Class test. And save. Select folder. So now this is our folder. Yes, I trust the authors. So now we're going to create a file inside your. Move your cursor to the class. Open it. Sorry. Open the chevron icon. Look at the icons towards the right. You can see a create file icon. The first one. Yeah, new file. So let's create a file. Index dot. Oh, just name it anything. Press enter. So when we start writing with Python, it will be your Python, your .py files that will be in your folder. So okay, so just write less than sign. Or let me just write the coders for you. If my
Maybe
name,
we can use Python because I'm more familiar with Python.
eh?
I use Python file. Maybe I can create Python file because I'm more familiar with Python language than.
If you already have the Python interpreter, and the Python extension, then we can do that. I don't want us to waste time on that. Do you have that already?
Let's yes, but let's continue with this.
Okay.
Write it out so that I'll just copy it and paste.
So I've put it there. Just write
Okay,
div. I
let
think
me
it's what
just
it for yourself.
like this.
Close it. Yes. And just write any text there. My name is
Hmm.
Samuel. So you can see as it's even writing into this file, you can see up here where the file name is, there's like a white dot there. That's basically telling you this file has unsaved changes. So do Control S to save it. You can see the white
Yes.
thing has gone. But in this case, you cannot move this folder to a to GitHub just like this. You have to initialize. You can try maybe writing any of, just open, look at terminal in the toolbar up there, new terminal. Yeah, you can open it up, drag it up a bit so we can see. So you can see here the same way it was on mine. You can see the folder name, and then here just try to do maybe git push or something, or git add. Press enter. So you can see not a git repository, meaning git has not been added yet. So there's nothing git can do for you because you've not added it to this file. So that's why, what's the first thing we have to do? Someone please remind us, what's the first thing we have to do?
Git init.
Good. We'll do that. Great. You can see initialized empty git repository. So now what is the next thing we have to do? Another person.
Git add.
Yeah. Now what's the next thing? Another person, not you, because another person should tell us the next step.
Is it commit? Git commit.
Yes.
Yes.
Dash M dash,
For us,
no, not underscore, dash M space open quotation mark. Or you write your commit message. Your commit message you have
anything.
to, it can be anything, but yeah, it can be anything. Okay, then
Well, let
enter.
well, let me just say first commit.
Can see that is it. Now try to do git push origin main, just like that.
Like this.
Yes, enter. Main does not match any. This one, why this error? Look at the bottom right of his VS, sorry, bottom left of his VS code. Look at this place where they put master. Can you move your cursor there? Yeah, so that's the branch name. Remember, I was saying something that in some places is called master. So you can see it here, it's called master. But the thing is, when you go to GitHub and then create the repository, and then there is a line there that converts this master to main. So let's go to your GitHub. Go to your GitHub. So even if that branch name was main, it will not still have worked. Can someone tell me why? Anybody?
Sorry, I think I got lost from before the error started. I don't even know why the error was there.
Okay. So he wrote git push origin main. So that's the step to push to GitHub, right? And when I was doing mine, I told you in the initial step, you have to tell Git where it is pushing to. So you have to,
Okay. So
yes,
maybe he
Okay, that
doesn't
means
have a main file that he's pushing it to now.
there are two reasons. One, the name of his branch here is master, and yes, it doesn't have a main branch, so that's why this error is coming. Now I'm even saying, even if the name now is this name here is main branch, at this point it will still fail with another error because there is no origin. Origin in this case is the link to the GitHub repository. We've not done the linking, so it cannot push to anywhere. Do we understand?
That means he has to go to GitHub first,
Yes.
now link it before bringing it
Yes,
down
for
to
the
VS
first
Code.
yes, for the first push, you have to go to GitHub, create the repository, and then link it so that next time if you do git push, it knows where origin is. So go to your GitHub. Is this your GitHub? Okay, new repository. So put your repository name.
Was it class text that we did that time?
Class dash test. Abi, check your. Oh, it's underscore. It's fine. Class underscore test.
Okay.
Okay.
So description
Create,
and all. Let
leave
me
it.
just
Create repository. Mhm. So scroll down. We are pushing an existing repository from the command line. So you can just copy all this in and paste. So this git remote add origin means I'm telling Git, the next time I'm telling you to push this thing online, this is where I want you to go. Then this git branch main means this brand I'm on, rename that master that I'm on, rename it to main. So I want you to do it one by one. Copy this git remote add origin. Let's do that one first. Enter. That's good. Move to the next. Git branch min. Enter. So look at that place down. No, go back to your VS Code first. Look at that place that was showing master. It has changed to main. That's what the importance of this line is. This git branch that's main. Meaning I want to rename my main branch to be main. So that's what that line is for. Now the next one, git push. Paste. I'm not sure this would work. I don't know. Have you pushed anything to GitHub before? Samuel, have you pushed anything to GitHub before?
yes, what I think is in the other laptop.
Okay.
I've been
That's
pushing
because,
since,
yeah, because if you're a first-time user, it's going
but
to prompt you to ask for your GitHub username and password or your GitHub token.
mm,
But try first. Let's see. I don't
yes,
know if it's
yes, I
still.
remember.
Yeah. As I want a first-time user to do
Mm.
this, so
I
we
think
can
the
see.
first time it was an issue that I was having when I was using that
Yeah.
password of it.
Yeah.
I will check.
So for a first time user of VS Code trying to push to VS Code connect your VS Code to GitHub, they might ask for your GitHub password, and it's one time. Either your GitHub email and password, or like there's a token or like an API key or something they ask for. Okay, sign into GitHub. You can sign in with your browser since you're already signed in on your browser.
Yes.
It's just like when you go to some apps and then they tell you to log in with Google and then you pick your Gmail. That's just making that connection. That's what this is for. It's just for a first time user. So this is something you might encounter. So don't think, hey, I've done rubbish. It's part of the the process. So have you complete authentication? Okay, so you can see it has pushed. Go back to GitHub. Let's see if our file is there. Refresh the page. So we can see our file here. You can see it. It's even going to show you the name of the person. When you're working like in an organization where 4 or 5 people are working, you're going to see everybody's name. If someone if let's say someone does something that the app crash and everybody's who did it, you will see the person who did it. You will check the history. You will see the every full stop, every letter everybody's writing. So that's the importance of Git. And the thing with Git is you can always revert back to the point where it was good. Let's say someone put something that scattered everything, you can revert it back to the point where the app was working fine. That's very very important use of Git and version control. So with this, I want everybody to do this by themselves, and they're going to submit the GitHub link to their repository. I will give a deadline. So everybody's going to be encounter any problem, just write it on the chat. Anybody that can answer, if I see it, I would try and help. So I don't know if is this, have we learned something today or did we waste our time?
We learned something.
We
But
learned
like
something, ma.
So
it's
when you
getting
start,
harder.
it's normal.
Yeah,
When
right.
we
It was
start
good.
with Python and stuff, like maybe when we start our classes and you might want to save what you've done, you can push it, you can create a GitHub a file and put Python classes and be saving all the files there, so that in 2-3 years time, maybe you want to come back and look at what you've done, you can come back and see it. On my own, I can see all the small projects I did when I started, when I wrote my first line, I will see it there. You understand? It's a store, because the laptop I was using then, I don't even know where that laptop is, but I can see the file that was in that laptop because I pushed it. I saved it on GitHub.
Just like this, my project then
Mm-hmm.
that I did on data analysis. So if I open it, I can see my dashboard. I can see the data I use, my reports, my visual. Visual is just like a snapshot of the a snapshot of my dashboard, just like something like this.
See it. You can save different things, images,
Mm.
video.
Reports of the analysis that I did. This is the report. If I open it, to open the report, everything that they need to see. So the data I use,
Are
and,
we
and
learning? Are we seeing the importance of Git and version control on GitHub?
Yes, ma. Well, we're being terrorized by someone, but it's
oh,
good.
sorry.
Don't mind me. I was joking. I'm thinking that can I do this? But seeing that you're doing it, there is
And
hope. We'll try. Thank you,
Even me,
Mike.
I'm still learning. Like I'm still learning a lot of things in GitHub. It's not what I frequently use.
so if you have any questions, please let me know before we conclude this class. Also, just like a side note, this is not the entirety of Git, and there are still so many things. Like you can even import a repository. Like I mentioned before that some people don't use GitHub. What of people that use, let's say, another thing? There was a time I worked on a project I had to use Bitbucket. So what if I want to import that folder from Bitbucket to GitHub? There is a way. There are so many things you can. We can't exhaust everything today. But the thing is, as you move and you start building bigger things, you start learning to use bigger tools or bigger commands. But for now, this is like the basics. You know how to create a file, create a folder, add a file to it, and push to GitHub. So any
Sorry, ma.
questions? Yes.
Is this GitHub ending today?
Yes. Next
Ah,
week, we're moving to
hey.
this
Okay,
week.
but you are taking the next class, right?
Yes.
Okay, no problem. At least
Most
by so that by the time we go and do this, if there's anything, because you are sounding like you are rounding up the thing, like you're not coming back to me. That's why I was just okay. It's fine. At least
yeah.
by the
So
time
if I
we
look at
get to
actually
it within the week.
starting the next one, I might ask you to put the GitHub. I don't want to hear, hey, I've not heard about it. Oh. The video is here for you too. So you just use this week to go over it and try to replicate what we've done and do the assignments, which is very important. It shows me that you have an understanding of what has been said today. So any other question? Okay, I'm guessing no questions. So I'm going to send the detailed step by step on what we just did now for those that were not with their laptop or had one issue or the other, so you guys can try it and then be able to do the assignment and submit in time. So yeah, that's all from me.
Okay, thank you so much, Maureen, for that session.
Thank you.
I'm sure people have gotten something, even those who are green, they can still get something. The meeting has been recorded. We will share the link on the platform. Yeah,
Okay,
so I believe that's it. There being no further questions, I'll end the meeting. Apologies to Gioke, he's on transit. He won't be able to talk today.
that's fine.
Yes, thank you,
Thank,
everyone.
yeah, thank you for having me.
Okay, you can leave at your own will.